Internet. Eric here. Rachel's over there.
Hello.
We are back with another video, I guess you would say, with our Please Don't Make Me Watch series. What that is basically I make Rachel watch a movie that I'm pretty sure she's going to hate, and she can't be on her phone or iPad or any of that stuff. She has to sit and watch, and then we discuss it, and then she gets her revenge with another movie, and then we just go back and forth. This is our third one. Rachel got her revenge, kind of. The last episode we did was Mr. Boogedy. So today, I gave her the choice between two movies, and she decided to pick Cannibal the Musical.
Well, it has the word musical in it, so I thought it might be somewhat okay.
And boy, was she wrong. At least I'm assuming so. New to my channel, welcome. Plot spoilers, all that crap. I have like over, I don't know how many videos I say that in. This came out, I think, in 1993. Basic plot is, do you want to say the plot, Rachel? Do you remember enough of it?
Yeah, I'll say what I think.
What you remember?
What I remember.
And I'll tell you how, if you were absolutely wrong or pretty darn close.
Right. So, it has nods to a true story.
Mm-hmm.
About a guy traveling to Colorado in the 1800s.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember exact dates.
It's like 1874. They're going from Utah to Colorado because it's like the gold rush.
Gotcha. And it's much like the Donner Party,
Mm-hmm.
where one guy goes cuckoo and kills the other ones, and then the one guy eats all the other ones to survive, kind of a thing. Correct?
Close. Pretty good. Pretty close, yeah.
Is basically what it boiled down to. They're they get lost in the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy man, I think, was like the churchy guy.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, we'll call him Churchy.
Churchy? Okay, I just had crazy guy written down.
That's fine. Churchy, crazy churchy guy.
The main guy
is Alferd Packer.
Packard.
He's
Okay.
played by Trey Parker from South Park.
The main guy is also in love with his horse, basically. And I forget the horse's name is
Leanne. Yeah,
okay.
we'll definitely get to Leanne. Keep going, I'll tell you.
So basically, what happens is they get lost in the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
They run out of food and supplies. So Packard basically says, well, I'll go try to find some help.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll, be back. And they're all threatening to kill each other before he leaves, is from what I remember. And he's like, no. Don't kill anybody. I'll be right back with help. Well, when he gets back, everybody but Churchy is dead.
Keep going.
And Churchy basically has gone crazy because he basically has gangrene from his...
He was caught in a bear trap.
Yeah, his injury. So, he tries, from what I understand, he tries to attack Packard, and Packard has to kill him in self-defense. And after he does so, Packard apparently doesn't want all those bodies to go to waste, and decides he wants to eat them to survive. So then he gets to a town, and then the town basically tries him for cannibalism. Because they don't believe his story that they were left in the mountains or whatever. Am I close?
Is that it? I actually like this.
Plot.
I think we're going to do this from now on in every one of these episodes because that was absolutely hilarious. And you were pretty close. It is the story of the first person ever tried and convicted for cannibalism.
Okay.
Alferd Packer and a group of Mormons go to Colorado. They call it Colorado.
Is it a group of Mormons or just one Mormon?
It might just be one Mormon. I don't know. Who knows?
They make fun of the Mormons.
Yeah, they always make fun of the Mormons. What it is their old tracker was struck by lightning. So they found out Alferd knew the territory. They're going to Colorado territory, blah, 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 to find gold. What happens is they do get stuck in the woods. They get lost. And Crazy Churchy, as you said, he got caught in a bear trap. And he starts losing his mind. And what he does is he does kill the rest of the camp. One person had already been killed by Crazy Churchy, and they had already feasted on him. And the movie is Alferd telling his side of the story. as he's going to be tried, convicted, and hung, with musical numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I absolutely really love this movie. I have a lot of fun. I'm a huge South Park fan. Rachel really isn't, unless they're making fun of the Mormons. I think Trey Parker is hilariously funny. Matt Stone is in it, obviously, as the, not really retarded, but I guess you would say simpleton of the group.
Was he the one that kind of just always had his mouth gaping open with the glasses?
Yes.
And the one that I basically was like, is he special?
Yeah, that's him. Dian Bahar, who's in all of their movies, he plays Hoon. He's like a 19-year-old who just wants to get laid the whole time.
He's a little guy.
He's the little guy. You have the guy who wants to be a butcher, and you have Crazy Churchy, and then you have the
happy guy.
And then you have Happy Guy.
We'll just call him Happy.
Yeah, he was Swan.
Oh, okay.
He's Swan. And basically what happens is they're trying to get, like I said, to Colorado territory. So much fun. The characters, I think, are hilarious. Trey is great at trying to be the straight man, Packer, in like this group of misfits. Like I said, Matt Stone is the dumb guy. You have overly happy guy, overly horny guy, churchy guy, asshole. The butcher is the asshole guy. He was my favorite.
The butcher?
The butcher, which, they tried to make him fat so you could tell he had pillows shoved in his shirt.
Right. I kind of liked Happy just because he was...
He always tried to keep everybody...
He always tried to keep them positive, and then, like, if he thought somebody was being unruly, he would be like, go in timeout.
10 feet away.
So
nope,
the butcher,
turn around.
Yeah, the butcher was always in timeout.
Yeah, because and the great thing is the butcher is acting like how we would act. He's always telling Swan to shut the fuck up because he's always trying to cheer people up and this and that. And Swan is great because what happens? They finally find some snow after basically going through all this terrible things. So he's just like, let's build a snowman.
Right.
And he has this fantastic, because it is a musical, this fantastic song called Let's Build a Snowman. He goes through the different...
not like Frozen.
No, it's not like Frozen.
Very different.
But basically all the characters, at least in the camp, I think are great. I really didn't give a shit about the girl named Polly, who was the reporter.
Yeah, she didn't leave any sort of impression on me either.
No, she was just a shitty actress, which is fine because there's basically no budget. They made this in college. This is why it's mainly...
And it shows.
Yeah, it's mainly their friends and like their professors. Trey Parker's dad plays the judge. Basically anyone they can get for cheap or free. But what I really love is it really is a musical. The songs I think are hilarious, very catchy, very funny, very visual. Like the first song we hear is It's a Spadoinkle Day, where it's just...
I just have to roll my eyes. I can't... They sing it too much throughout the movie.
Yeah, it is like the
anthem.
The anthem, or like the Lost Boys song. They have to play it 25 times during the movie. But
just
what I like is this.
Other times.
What's that?
Just to make sure you didn't hear the 18 other times.
Yeah. What I like about this song though is how it's very visual. Like there's some lines where it's the sky is blue and all the leaves are green. My heart's as warm as a baked potato. Mm-hmm. So what it is, it cuts to the blue sky, cuts to green leaves. And then he sings it again as they're about ready to leave Utah. And I laughed my ass off, and you just gave me a weird look. I already mentioned how their previous guide had been struck by lightning, and they show him all burnt up on a stretcher. Once they get to the baked potatoes part, they show his his body. Uh-huh. That's funny. But I think all the songs are funny. Rachel mentioned Alfred has a horse named Leanne that he's had ever since he was a little kid. And eventually she disappeared. Yeah, he's like his best friend type of thing.
Right.
She eventually leaves camp, and you figure out that he's basically just trying to find her instead of trying to get them to where they need to go. That has a funny song where he's remembering her, and it's
basically about sexual.
Yeah, it's all sexual innuendo. It's like when I pulled her hair, she'd know to stop. Yeah. When she looked behind her, I'd always be there, type of thing. So it's a funny montage. My favorite song is "Hang the Bastard," and that's the very last song. That's after Alfred was found guilty, and it's really all the townspeople.
Is that when they do the dance?
All the townspeople are dancing in the streets, and it's basically the Wild West, but they're doing hoedowns and stuff like that, and cowbells and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. I have the soundtrack on my iPod, because it's that much fun. Did you like any of the songs?
No,
Well, there you go.
not particularly.
You didn't even like the "Let's Build a Snowman" song,
No, not really.
even with Happy trying to do it.
No,
Yeah.
did
Okay.
nothing for me.
All right. Well,
Sorry to say.
well, that's fine. I loved it.
I mean, the horse song was kind of funny,
Okay.
but I wouldn't say I'm not gonna go out and buy the soundtrack.
No. You can't buy the soundtrack. I downloaded
I don't
it.
want to. I mean, I don't need to ever hear it again.
Mhm.
But it was. It had its catchy parts, I
Okay.
guess.
I do like the fact that Trey made this in college, and he named the horse Leanne because his girlfriend at the time was named Leanne, and he found out that she was cheating on him with a bunch of guys. So that's why he made Leanne a horse, because everyone in town gets to ride her.
Sure.
And then what's even more awesome is that she helped make this movie, not knowing any about the Leanne stuff. She's the dance choreographer, and
She must not be that bright if she was like, oh, the horse's name is the same name as me.
Well, she's only helping with one dance scene at the end.
Oh.
And then she's like in it. She's the one I pointed at. And I just think that's funny. It's just Trey like basically saying "fuck you" to her.
Right.
The gore is super cheap. It was distributed by Troma, but Troma didn't make it. But it's super like you have arms literally being ripped off, and you have like you know how the cheap like the spray bottles like in the shoulder, and it shoots the
Right.
the red liquid out, which does look cool. I mean, I liked how it looks because it looks like red paint to me.
That part, like all those things, did not bother me. The only thing that bothered me and made me feel like I was going to vomit was Cyclops with his
Yeah.
spurting
I
eye
don't know.
mucus out of his eye.
Yeah, there is a Cyclops. First off, they meet a group of Native Americans that are all played by Japanese people for some reason.
Yes, and
They-
they're trying to pretend like they're Native Americans because you can tell, you pick up on that right away. What are Chinese? What are Chinese men?
Yeah,
Or
they
whatever.
say, "Can't you tell we are Indians?
Right.
We have teepees, so
Right.
we are definitely Indians." Even though the teepees have like the Japanese flag like painted on it and stuff like
Right.
that.
Right.
The Indian chief shows up at the end to save Alfred from being hung with a samurai sword, and he cuts the rope and stuff like that. So, I don't know why. It's funny. It's stupid. But the point is, eventually, they leave the Indians' camp. And I think it's the Indians that warn them about the Cyclops. And the Cyclops is
They
really...
say beware the Cyclops.
The Cyclops is really just a guy who fought for the Southern Army in the Civil War. And they know that. They realize that. So they're trying to pretend like they're Southern boys.
Right.
So they talk like this. We's from Nashville and stuff like that. And you find out that he's called the Cyclops because he's missing an eye, obviously, from battle.
Right.
But the part that Rachel was disgusted about is every time he yells, "Are you looking at my eye?" he emphasizes the word "eye" and yells, and literally this like pus shoots out of the eyeball
Disgusting.
in this long wet stream, and it shoots all over the
And it's
the
like
camp.
chunky.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And there's no reason for him to be in the movie
That's
at
right.
all.
That's right.
Like he's literally in there for like 5 seconds. They don't even say bye to him or anything, and then he just disappears.
Yep. There's a lot of that in this movie. There's a dream sequence where you find out, I don't know if it was before you or after you find out that Leanne is with the trappers, because they come across this group of trappers, for animal trappers, and Trey is having a dream where he's fighting the head of that group, but it's like Swan Lake, and Trey and the trapper.
They're in ballet.
They're in like they're not in tutus, but
in
they're
the
in the
tights.
tights, and it's just really weird and fucking dumb. Is there any other jokes that you thought was funny at all? Like you didn't absolutely hate this movie, did you? Because you
It
did.
was pretty
You snickered and scoffed a few times.
Okay, one part I did find funny was when there's a battle at like the bar, and they're all running out, and it's all the same people running around the corner all the time.
Yeah.
That's the one part that I found to be the most funny.
Yeah.
Because you just see the one guy, the one tall guy.
With the coonskin
Yeah,
cat.
with the coonskin
or either
hat.
that or it's a skunk cat.
Yeah.
But what she's talking about is they get into a fight at the saloon, and then Alfred runs away, and they're all like, "Get him!" So they all run out, and they all turn to the left, and it goes on for like 30 seconds, but it's the same group of people just circling around the saloon over and over again.
And I did kind of find the part before that led up to that, where he's fighting, I don't know, the trappers, the one main bad trapper guy.
Yeah.
Kicks him in the nuts like 18,000 times, and then the guy just starts.
And then by the end of the movie, he's talking like this.
Yeah.
Like, even the part, like, during Hang the Bastard, when he sings, he's singing like this.
Yeah.
See? She laughed.
That part is funny, and then, like I said, the part when they're running around the bar like 18 times, and it's the same people.
You did laugh at the one joke where they're talking to the Indians, and they're trying to say, we're from Utah. And the Indians are like, Utah? What is Utah? And they pull out the Book of Mormon. Utah. You chuckled at that. And you also chuckled after Crazy Churchy. Like, Packer goes to get some wood. You get firewood. And they had already eaten one body. And I think you laughed at the joke where Swan is killed. The happy guy. He's killed by Churchy because he's just annoyed with all the singing and dancing. They realize that they got to eat him to survive. And then Matt Stone's character, the dumb guy, he just gets mad because they're going to cut into his butt. And they think it's disgusting. But you laughed at the part where when Alfred comes back with the firewood, he sees that the camp has all been murdered. And Churchy's just talking crazy to himself. And he's going after Alfred, and Alfred kills him in self-defense. Like, he hits him in the face with a meat cleaver, and he goes down. And he comes back up and tries at him, and he, like, stabs him with a knife. And he goes down. And he comes up, and he, like, sticks him in the eye with a stick. So you kind of chuckled at, like, him not dying.
Right.
So, all right, that's it. I guess I really, really enjoyed it. I think the group is totally hilarious, especially the butcher, the asshole butcher. And I think Trey is really, really funny being the straight man. I personally think the songs are super catchy, super fun. Visuals are great. I love the Japanese Indians for no reason.
You probably like Cyclops.
No, I don't like or dislike him. Like you said, he doesn't need to be in the movie. It's just a gag.
Yeah.
I hate the Swan Lake thing.
Yeah.
The ballet, that is really retarded. But overall, I have a lot of fun with this movie. Your final thoughts?
I don't ever need to see it again, but it definitely wasn't as bad as whatever the Troll 2 was.
Yep, there we go. Because what we're going to do now is, since we're finally seeing multiple stuff in this series, we're going to ask, what is the worst thing we've watched so far? So, Rachel, Troll 2 or Cannibal the Musical, what has been worse?
Troll 2.
There we go. All right, so that's it. Thank you for watching. I highly recommend Cannibal the Musical. Rachel says meh, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
All right. Although she did like a couple gags. So that was a little bit of a victory. Like and subscribe, comment below, click the bell, all that jazz.
Suggest things.
Yeah, sure. Suggest things for me and Rachel to watch by ourselves. I don't know if we're going to take suggestions for the Please Don't Make Me Watch yet, but we will try to do this more often than every 2 months. Rachel says she's already got a few ideas of what to get me with revenge on this, and we'll see where this goes. Maybe we'll be divorced in a couple months because of it. So, cheers and shbadoinkle.